Hey, it's me again. Um, a few apologies need to go out. Um, first off to my mom, because I know she's gonna whip my behind. Like I said, even if I'm successful in this, she's gonna do for a butt whipping. But also to a bunch of my other family members. But also to Osirus Amen Ra. Um, I initially started this project on February 5th and was able to get enough background to cover 1 and 2. And then I had a few problems, and off and on tried different methods, excuse me, of recording this, and ran into a few problems. One of them being is that, like I said, I have very rare that I can make use of both my phone and my tablet. The drawback to using the phone is that even though I can do front and rear facing camera, I can't do that and web surf at the same time on the phone. Some of them you can, I heard. The tablet is good for looking up stuff, but it's a little bit slow for my personal taste unless I'm in a environment where I can just chill out like a Starbucks. I don't really like Starbucks, but I know the value of a Wi-Fi spot and faking it a little bit. So I'll order like a small coffee and just nurse that shit for 3 hours while I'm using the Wi-Fi. You'll have to excuse me. If I'm gonna do this in one shot, I gotta be me. I'm gonna try and do parts 3 and 4 right now in about 8 minutes. I can't pause it. I'm running the car now because I'm trying to warm up. I think it's around 7:45 in the morning on Saturday morning. Like I said, this project was hitting me pretty hard emotionally because even when I was a kid, I used to think about UNICEF. I used to watch those kids, starving kid, down in Africa. And behind my mother's back, I was basically sending in my allowance. I used to get like $2.50 allowance as a kid for doing chores. And like on the sneak, I started sending this kid cash, and they wound up sending me the money back because you're not supposed to send cash, you're supposed to send a check. But anyway, as it relates to this project, parts 3 and 4, and I'm trying to knock down to like a 10-minute clip. Okay, something I wanted to show you real quick. Like I said, after I was trying to get this done by Valentine's Day, maybe a Valentine's Day present to my mother or some shit like that. I kind of lost, some things happen at my house, a couple of things happen with my living arrangements, some ups and downs. One of the ups being I wound up getting this truck used, but the downside being is that basically my landlord didn't pay the bank, so everybody in the house got evicted. So I'm basically crashing at my mom's house right now. It's depressing. But let me get to the point. Kind of lost my mojo for a minute as far as the video project. And then I was basically checking out your thread, and this is basically what got me started. And I'm sure I don't need to rehash the whole bit, but you know what went on in this thread. I know what went on in this thread. Everybody knows what went on in this thread. Who came after who, and so forth and so on. Serve and volley like tennis off of Ash style. And then I came in with the big slam. So, but my point being on that was that 3 things. one, in the building of our nation, it's not like I'm totally against the Nation of Islam. Don't get it twisted. I am not against the Nation of Islam. Okay? I just got questions for Louis Farrakhan. I'm not trying to blow up his spot. I'll ask him one-on-one. All up in his ear. He can have as much security as he wants. He can have guns pointed at my head as I'm whispering it to him, with my hands behind my back. I'm not even kidding. I don't fear death like that, if it's for a noble cause, under controlled conditions. But like I was saying, I have questions for Mr. Farrakhan as it relates to my research. And for the record, actually I'm going to get to that in a second. Yeah, the message. I tried several takes. This is probably going to be in the time-constrained clip that I'm trying to comply with your wishes. As far as, 4 or 5 minute clips, so like 20 minutes. So I'm going to try and wrap this up real quick. I do support the Nation of Islam. I do support Islam as it was under Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali. Do not get that twisted. If we could have Islam as Muslims, that's the Muslim I want to go for, to emulate that. As it relates to, and the fruit of Islam, that's the shit. But I wish I could be as eloquent as you guys. I see how you guys are dressed on your page. I'm a winter guy. I'm 44 years old and I'm an outdoorsy type guy. So this is kind of how I look on average on a day-to-day. I don't really do the whole selfie bit. I'm not even sure if I'm aiming at right to pick up my face. Well, I could do it this way, but then I'm going to have to review it. My tooth fell out the other day. I'm in good health. I'm just, an outdoors guy. Plus, I was born in winter, so I'm used to it. And just to give you a little personal panoramic of my area. This is my shit. This is my shit. I don't mean to cuss. I'm sorry. But, so I've always had this theory that as far as Facebook goes, what we talk about in Facebook is monitored, but it's basically sheltered, isolated, intranet, as opposed to internet. So as an experiment, I actually did something. Hold on a second. I'm saying for the record that the stuff that I typed in this letter actually did happen. Long story short, 2008, I hooked up a meeting with Donald Trump. It was like a 10-minute meeting. It wasn't no official shit. Yo, let me get inside for 10 minutes. I'll talk to him. Talk my way in the door. I had to grease the guy up I had to spend about $200 to grease the guy. But anyway, I told him my theory. At that point, it wasn't really about poor black. It was just about what I had always felt about Barack Obama, that he's not an American citizen, Balinese African, not African American. So I wrote up a letter real quick, and I just sent that shit to the Huffington Post. Ariana Huffington is the senior editor. Now, here's the wild shit. This is the wild shit I was talking about. Not really wild. This is just the way I talk, the way I describe it. But I've actually typed up a follow-up letter to that letter that I sent to the Harriet Huffington Post. And I'm basically defining who I am a little bit more. And I actually got a challenge for Donald Trump, Louis Farrakhan, and Harvey Levin. And I'm hoping to make some headlines because I'm hoping to really make some headway on this one way or another. I am looking to end this quest, to get the question answered. I don't give a fuck if I have to spend the rest of my life in jail for wasting taxpayer money and causing an international incident. But if I'm right and I don't say shit, Who the fuck are you going to look at when it all goes down? And he actually comes out and brags about it. Really? Come on, man. No, I'm just saying. So, I mean, dealing with the last 60 so years of recorded racism through, pictures and television. I'm hoping that comes in. I'm going to have to video preview this. Okay, I know I'm running a little bit past 10 minutes. Alright. But that's basically it. I am pushing to have Barack Obama DNA tested. This is not some shit that I heard off of those right-wingers. Okay? They're actually copying off me. I'm not copying off them. I know all the details. This is the reason why there's such a difference between Donald Trump's account, the 3%ers account, talking about Sutoro as opposed to Suharto, when actually Sutoro was actually Suharto's lieutenant when he was a colonel, and Sukarno was the general. Sutoro is the guy that was ordered to try and hook up. Well, see, it was already prearranged. Well, you know what? This is going in the other. I gotta find a way to edit that.